The Kansas City Chiefs, kind of making me look dumb for that Ravens rebuild recently enough, where we thought, hey, let's try to get these two teams rebuilt before they start turning around. I'm going to bet on the Ravens to win, and the Chiefs will be 1-3. Well, that didn't exactly happen, right? The Chiefs, they're still going to try and pretty much usually win those big-time games that mean a lot, especially when it comes down to the playoffs. You know, earlier on in the season, they might struggle a little bit, but if it's a game that's probably going to affect the playoffs, the seeding, any of that, they're going to do pretty well for themselves, and they, of course, did it again. The big problem with this Chiefs team, though, is I still think they're lacking that talent. Of course, Rashee Rice being injured does not help, but Xavier Worthy comes back. Things look a bit better. They look a little bit better, but that is the big concern of this team right now is playmakers on both sides of the ball. Thing is, though, you still have Kelsey. You still have Mahomes. Worthy, that deep threat guy, the speedster that he is. You know, Pacheco, if he can actually get things going, I know it's hard because the run blocking of this offensive line has struggled a bit. They are still a team that you're not going to be shocked if they're in the Super Bowl. Right now, you wouldn't say, oh, they're my favorites, but at the same time, there's a reason why I haven't watched a lot of Chiefs football this year, and it's because I'm going to see a lot of them in the playoffs, so I'm just going to wait till that time. Of course, look at the rest of the team. Again, talking about Mahomes, he has been, it's been down years for him the last couple years. Such an elite start to his career, and then he's still good, but would you say he's putting up elite numbers? I don't know if I would say that. Of course, running game, we just talked about it, not really much of one so far. And then receivers, the wide receiver room is a little rough. You have Marquise Brown at the 3 spot because, well, I don't like that it looks like he's wearing a turtleneck, but more importantly, I guess they all look like that, sort of. I want to start the youthful players. I wish I could start Rashee Rice, but of course he's injured. I think he is coming back this year, though, right? I'm seeing conflicting things. Like I'm seeing people like, oh, he's out for the season, and other people are like, oh, he's eligible in 20-some days. So I have no idea, but I'm going to be bringing him back as soon as the game says he can come back, which is saying about 3 to 4 weeks. I believe that's what the injury length is. Of course, looking at the offensive line, again, I'm not a huge fan of, the way some of these guys have played, especially the tackle position, but in game, especially left tackle, I don't hate it. Simmons, I think, is good. He's one of the kind of fantasy draft gems this year. And then, of course, center, right guard are fine. It's just, who can you afford? Sua Mata'ia, 71 overall. He's young, but I don't know if he's going to develop as a normal dev. So we'll see what happens there. Of course, Travis Kelce almost always retires year 1. So that is a player we're going to have to worry about long term. And then defensively, on paper here, these linebackers, they're pretty damn good. We're set at linebacker for sure. D-line, I definitely want edge to develop. So I'm going to put Gelati in as our right end. I do believe Dana is the starter, if I'm not mistaken, though. Corners, though, not bad. I think the trenches have struggled a little bit, both sides of the ball, mainly offensively, but the corners looking good. Looking at safeties, not much going on there either, to be fair, especially a strong safety. That's a little bit of a concern, but it's still an 86 overall team, all because of who's under center, so I suspect us to do pretty well for ourselves, even if this Chiefs team is looking more depleted year in and year out. Let it be injuries, let it be, free agent players are just, kind of missing in the draft lately. But as long as you got number 15 at QB and honestly number 87 at tight end, there is a legitimate chance. And that's, what we're going to try to give this team here in this rebuild. And wow, okay, so this is a concern. We're looking at negotiations and we're negative 29 million. I can see why they lose a lot of these players. Now, Pacheco has definitely taken a massive hit in the game from last year to this year. I think he went from, an 86-plus overall superstar down to an 82 overall star. So keeping him isn't as important. But yes, Leo Chanel, especially at under $10 million per year, would be a huge L to not keep him back. Keep him back, bring him back. Marquise Brown, of course, he's up there in age. They'll probably find a way to keep him on like a 1-year 5. Brian Cook, actually a player I do want to keep if I can. And then again with Travis Kelce, probably going to retire on us. But if not, we'll try to keep him for another year. Obviously, Tyquan Thornton's had a couple of moments for this team as well. But in a Madden sense, I'm not really sure what I can do with a 68 overall normal that's 25. Even if he was like 20 years old, that's tough. Especially in a rebuild. But got to try to keep Leo Chanel at least. And then maybe Pacheco. Crazy to think the Jaguars, the freaking Chiefs are coming into a game where they're not a higher record than the Jaguars. That's insane. But of course, speaking of Jaguars, could be our next rebuild, unless you guys have a different suggestion. Let me know who you guys think we should rebuild next. And while you're down there, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell notification to all so you know when the next upload is there. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr. Second channel, PK Players, not Madden content. Huge game here. Chiefs-Lions is, one of those games where it could be the Super Bowl preview. It very well could be. Both teams aren't playing their best football. Lions a little bit more than the Chiefs, of course. But both teams, when they're on it, especially by the end of the year, I suspect they're going to be those two kind of front runners or close to the front runners of the league, which maybe even bodes well for them right now, right? Like, who would you say each conference? Bills, Eagles, maybe? So those two teams being the 2 and 3 maybe projected right now for their respective conference, maybe bodes well. Kind of under the radar slippage, if you will. But yeah, for any of you guys that are actually Chiefs fans out there, let me know what you think the biggest concern is. I always like hearing from the actual fan base themselves, because from an outsider looking in, there's certain things you're going to be looking at, noticing, glancing at, and be like, oh yeah, that's probably the reason why. But if you actually watch every game, you're probably going to know a little bit more. So let me know. Like, my personal thing is just probably a lack of talent, right? Like, they just haven't been hitting exactly in the drafts, and they've got some players, but there are still a lot of holes on the team. Maybe there's some injuries. Maybe you're thinking Andy Reid's lost his touch. Let me know. I'm curious to know. Let me know. But at the same time, 2 and 2 is not a bad start. So say what you will, right? They could easily finish, 13 and 4. That's a great season, and that gives them 2 more losses to take. Now that would be a crazy loss. Speaking of, to take 14-0. I'm not coping well. We might miss the playoffs due to our division rivals beating us here near the end. I can't accept this, and I don't need to, as we beat the Raiders following losing to the Broncos to sneak in as the number 7 seed. The Raiders would have had our playoff spot. Instead, we beat them. I didn't even realize that was a possibility. I should have probably played that game. We could have had ourselves a little fun going in and watching it, but thankfully, we won anyways. Lost to the Titans and Broncos. Titans of all teams right at the end. Damn, AFC South almost took us out too. Either way, let's take a look at the numbers. Patrick Mahomes almost like a 1-to-1 for his last year's stats. Pacheco is very good, though. Also, where the hell is Rice? Forgot to put him in, didn't I? I completely forgot to put him in. That's all right. We'll put him in now. How about that? Doesn't matter. I mean, it's probably better because Royals could develop, whereas Rice missing half of the year. What is he going to cook? Wow, cooked rice. Yeah, that. Way to go. You've solved comedy. No for the MVP. JJ McCarthy, though, apparently. I'm sure of it. Bradley Chubb, Defensive Player of the Year. What the hell is going on around here? What is actually happening here? But either way, we're in the playoffs. We're going to put Rice in the starting lineup. And hopefully just win a Super Bowl. How about that? Let's just win a Super Bowl right out the gate. It's not really a rebuild team. And again, I like to get to all 32, if possible, on a year. Probably should have done the Lions after beating, the Packers beat them, because I knew they were going to bounce back. I wasn't one of those fans who like, oh, their time is up. Really? You see that roster and you really think losing a coordinator or two is going to completely destroy them? I was like, yeah, they'll probably take a hit. 11 or 12 wins. But they're not missing the playoffs. I mean, unless something really bad happens. I had my opportunity. I blew it. They're not looking back, probably. Actually, no, they're not looking back. The Lions could never fail at this point. They're guaranteed to win the North. Let's go. They're done for now, buddy. All right, here we are on the road against the Buffalo Bills. If we had to come in, not a playbook that I absolutely love. It's a playbook I like in Sim, but actually using the playbook, yeah, I'm lost. There's just too much going on, a lot of short stuff. I need something, if I need to make a play deep, I don't love it, which is crazy because, the Chiefs for years have been kind of that, oh, look at this speedy receiver sneaking behind the defense type of team. 3rd and inches, huge conversion, huge drive, 3 minutes left. Buffalo has time, but it does take a while to get down there. 31-yard line, 16 seconds. 3 tight ends. What the hell are we doing here? Maybe this will work. It might work for them. Also can't pull Rashee Rice off of IR for some reason. And there goes Josh Allen. He doesn't even get the first down. I mean, with 1 timeout left, I'm still going to play prevent here, I think. Do you maybe just press because you have the safeties? I think you can get away with that. Press with the safeties, slow down enough to make this play take a little bit of time, even if they do convert it. We're on this. Oh, it's a good throw, but it is knocked out. We're moving on the division around. The Bills had a really good chance there and just sold. to be truthful. But it works for me. 28-24. We are moving on to the divisional round. You know, it's a hard team to, like, judge because it's not a rebuild just based on having a really good quarterback. Most of these rebuilds, when we have a quarterback that's at least 85 plus, and I know they can develop into a 90 plus, I don't feel it's super challenging, even though we don't always win a Super Bowl, but this is still a team that has a lot of concerns, right? Brand new tight end is going to be needed. Chris Jones is going to retire soon. Edge, you can argue, you know, Karlaftis, he doesn't really do well in sim usually, and, you know, he usually goes to free agency because you can't afford him, and still have to develop the other side, and, you know, the safety needs some work, and, you know, O-line. It's not a hard team to rebuild, obviously. It's not even a team I would call a rebuild, but it's also not, well, you're going to win 5 Super Bowls in a row. You're not even going to have to try. But we'll see. Maybe it exactly is what that is, as we were taking on the Chargers, who had a really good season, but are 7 overall is lower than us. Again, we're going to get to all 32 teams. The Chiefs at the moment are at 500. That might not happen again for the rest of the season, so we're just doing what we're doing. And that was my Halloween video rendering, so maybe check that out on the second channel, PKR Plays. Hey, great segue there. Maybe you didn't even hear it in the background. It was a little, I don't think that's an accurate sound at all. Is that the Amazon logo? These advertisers are getting crazy, dude. Is that not like the Amazon logo? Or it's a musical note or something. It looks like a backwards A. Like a really anemic, anorexic pumpkin with a long stem. I don't know. And it's gone, great. The most important part of the entire matchup is gone. We were yapping. The team was clapping. 27-9 over the Chargers. The division rivals, mind you. Take a look at those stats. Mahomes did throw the pick, but it was still a very good game. Completion percentage for both these guys, under 60%. Rushing-wise, you know, it's a pretty chill game for both sides. Xavier Worthy had a good game. Quentin Johnston, you know, Marquise Brown. We'll have to see if we can get Rashee Rice off the IR, because it just said, can he return off IR? No. I think we waited too long, but hey, if we win a Super Bowl, he gets a ring just like the rest of the guys. I really hope this takes a little bit longer than one season, because we just had a rebuild that was a 3-seasoner, and while you guys always show up and show out because you're the GOATs, wow, the Patriots at 81 overall, there was a little bit of a retention problem in that one, because, of course, as I mentioned and as I suspected, the rosters were pretty garbage. I mentioned it a million times. I know, but yeah, some people weren't very happy with that, which I get. It's a very niche type of rebuild, because it's not a rebuild at all. It's not an anything. I don't even know what that video is. Either way, let's see what this video is. As we are this game away from being in the Super Bowl year 1, which the Chiefs do make the Super Bowl a decent bit, but it's been more often, in my opinion, the Ravens and Bills. As who knows, dude? The Patriots are cooking on defense. It's 6-7. Patriots are up 8. Say what you will, but they are winning the game as it stands. We do get the touchdown on the 2-point. We got to get a stop. 3rd and 5 could be it. We do get it. 4th and 5 punt. 3rd and 5. 4th and 4. You can be aggressive here because you do automatically get the ball back if you turn the ball over here. However, if you punt the ball, it is not guaranteed because they could run the clock out. So we're going to go for it. I should have taken Kelsey. Mahomes, please! He gets the first down on the scramble. Huge run. They did lower his speed, actually. It could have been a regression. No, it couldn't be a regression. But yeah, last man, he was like 87 or 88 speed. I don't know what the hell they're thinking. I truly see so many similarities between him and Rodgers' prime. And I think Mahomes is maybe at best 1 speed, 1 excel higher than prime Rodgers. They are very similar in pretty much every way. Even the freaking size of them is similar. And I ain't talking height. I mean, what? As we are moving down the field, 3rd and 3, huge chance. Do you get the first down? I mean, you could pretty much waste this clock, go for the game-winning field goal if you want. Did they fix the time? Nope, they didn't. I was just about to ask, did they fix the time running out issue that they've had for years? And we throw a pick. 4th and 4, do punt it. To a field goal wins this game. Again, I don't know what side I mean, obviously I'm not going to like throw the game, but I technically would prefer us to lose this. That's a tough one. Royals, huge. Because I want this to be a little bit of a longer rebuild, if you want to call it a rebuild. At this rate, we're a Super Bowl team. About to go on to it. 3rd and 2. We're moving the ball, but now on 3rd and 10, this is a huge opportunity. Still can't believe this Patriots team. They are putting up the work. I don't like it, though. Worthy. Predetermined. Worthy. Oh my, what a clutch catch. Huge conversion. Let's see it. That could be enough. That is an unbelievable catch. 4th and 4 for the win. They get it. 17-14. The Kansas City Chiefs, which we all want to see so badly, are back in the Super Bowl. Because if there is something I want to see, it is the Chiefs in 4 straight Super Bowls, obviously. Mahomes, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Drake May was better than Mahomes. Wow. Okay, Pacheco was pretty good, though. Receivers, all over the place a little bit. Kind of crazy, though. I mean, the team is winning, but we're not really getting the best performances at all from Mahomes. Like, Mahomes has been very mediocre. Regular season was average. Playoff games have been, at best, average. Probably considered bad. And yet they're finding ways to win. They're in the Super Bowl again. Well, here we go. The Lions, they're our Super Bowl opponents. No dev-ups on the offensive side of the ball, sadly. I wonder if we can get Rashee Rice off of free agency. Oh, not free agency, off of IR. I highly doubt it still. Defensively, who the hell went up? I don't think a soul besides Leo Chanel. I think he is the only guy that went up in dev, which is better than 0, but not great. Of course, we don't know what we're going to do financially. If Kelsey retires, I think that opens up a little bit of money, but outside of that, though, what the hell is this? Rookie of the year? Please, I beg of this. 87 overall Lions out, 90 Chiefs. Here we go in Santa Clara, California. Niners fans would be pretty pissed about this one if we were able to pull off the victory. Here we go. Let's see it. Can we do it? I don't ask for much, but I honestly ask for the Lions to beat us. But not because we're wanting them to, or because we do allow them to, but because it happens. If we win a Super Bowl year 1, so be it. But I'm not going to make sure that we don't win one. That's the point. 9-7, halftime. It's a close game for both sides here. 5-point game. Lions, yeah, they get the touchdown, the 2 point. Oh, my. Okay, so we just talked about this. Chiefs, a lot of Super Bowls, but this would be another situation where, well, they can't win it. The era of being that Super Bowl team, even though they're in there a lot, could be coming to an end. 3rd and 7, got to get that conversion. They do, and talk about clutching up. Dude. 4-point game with 4 minutes left. Detroit does have plenty of time here to operate, and this is where things get interesting. So, of course, this is, unless you really believe in your defense, I imagine 4-down territory. You'd have to be crazy to believe in your defense kicking a punt here, or kicking a field goal here, especially the Lions. And we're on this, and yeah, because of that, he has to hold it. It's a situation. It's an evolving situation. Oh, God. Is that Jaden Hicks going? Oh, my, this is bad. Chris Jones, we're stuck on. Gets a fight. Oh, wow, that's the rate on 4th and 11. Well, barring a miracle, it looks like we've won a Super Bowl in year 1. That's certainly an occurrence as, wow, can't believe we bounced off him. Almost got a touchdown that we didn't need. So much for a long rebuild, huh? We'll do another 2 seasons at least, but who knows? Maybe we do a crazy run and oh my Lord, Pacheco, please. Maybe we actually do 5 years because we're just winning so many. We want to see if we can win like 3 out of 5 or 4 out of 5 or 5 straight. Who knows? We'll have to see, of course. Going to be looking at a team. We should be kneeling here, by the way. This run defense, though. They're getting cooked. But yeah, one at a time. We'll have to see what kind of contract situations we're in because, again, Travis Kelce probably retires here. Really? That's what we're doing? Get your ass off the field and let us celebrate our Super Bowl. 26-22. The Chiefs win the Super Bowl over the Lions. What a performance. It felt like an average Joe type of year, yet we're the average Joes winning the Super Bowl. Obviously, no change to the playbooks, as we know that, at least offensively, the Chiefs are a very good team in sim. And we're not going to mess with that. You get good stats for a lot of different positions on offense, especially the receivers. Be stupid not to. We'll say, though, touchdowns and yards, especially touchdowns, a little lower than we would have expected, but it doesn't really matter what the yards and stats and all that looks like. Touchdowns, when you win the Super Bowl, it doesn't matter. It's all irrelevant. Rashee Rice, he's going to be back, which is great. Just, again, who and what can we afford, as we were negative 29 mil going through this season, and we were unable to sign anybody back. Assuming Travis Kelce does, in fact, retire. Might actually be a secret blessing in disguise. As we look at the stats, yeah, I mean, again, dude, I don't understand how we won. This defense must have been on another level, which statistically speaking, they're playing pretty well, right? They're playing pretty well. Tyleek Williams, though, 3 sacks in that Panthers franchise video. He was out, so definitely an impactor, apparently, it seems. A disruptor, if you will. Let's take a look at those stats, though, or the schedule, I should say, the win-loss. Show you guys no funny business. Again, I mean, a perfect rebuild for me would be 4 or 5 years. So doing a 3-year rebuild in theory, not exactly something I'm striving for. Of course, almost lost the season entirely with, a pretty rough start. Pretty rough start, and then losing 2 of the final 3, one of those to the Titans. You miss the playoffs, you don't get to the play, you don't get to the Super Bowl. Pretty simply and straightforward. Let's take a look, though, if Travis Kelce will be gone. Thinking about Travis Hunter here. Maybe Jaguars are next, even though they're 3-1. Who would have thought? It would have been the continued, I would say, curse, but not curse, where we take a team that actually is the next up. If Kelce retired and that's the money we have left over, we are so cooked. Oh, my. Travis Kelce retires and we have $25.8 million. Where did our money go? Mahomes isn't even getting paid much when you compare to the rest of the league. We got to keep Pacheco. As much as I like Leo Chanel and his value is great, we have got to keep Pacheco. I didn't think we were going to want to, or we were going to, but we definitely need to. Who can we get rid of, if anybody? Jawan Taylor. I don't want to lose Jawan. Who else would be false starting and, lining up incorrectly? I need that in my life. It's lore that I cannot lose. It is time to lose some players, though, I will say. Speaking of that, ironically, we're going to have to lose Jawan Taylor. Just too much money here and too many talented players potentially going to free agency if we don't. Even Dana, I think, is going to be gone. Which, to be fair, some of these guys might have already been players we're losing, which if that's the case, then we're really screwed because, then we have nothing to work with. What do we got? 18 mil. So we will at least be able to get one for sure. And then with this restructure, we might be able to pull this off. So we're definitely at least doing 2 more seasons. So a 3-year for Pacheco is great. With $9 million left, we actually could afford this straight up. Let's call it a day at 40, a 5-year 40. I think we did all right. We lost some players. Marquise Brown's going to be one of them as well, but I can live with it. Even Brian Cook I can live with. We're losing some names for sure, but at the end of the day, we keep 2 pretty big, long. Say something quickly. So big, long is the last thing I say. Contributors, franchise guys down the line. Oh, barely got that out. Speaking of free agency, though, Christian Wilkins, Taylor Moton, who I thought is a contract in real life. They still just haven't fixed that, huh? Looking at some of the guys we let go, though, Marquise Brown's got an offer, so we probably get like a 5th or a 6th for him. Brian Cook, nobody wants him. I mean, I'm going to lowball the literal hell out of him. He's not going to take it, but if he wants to, more power to us, more power to him, I guess. That's never going to work. But yeah, overall, just, pretty weak free agency class as usual. And of course, he goes to the freaking Chiefs, the Niners, of all teams, to rival the Chiefs. The Niners he goes to. Oh, I hate that guy. I hate him now. He's our arch nemesis. If we can try to get one player restructured, though, that'd be great. But I don't think we're going to be able to pull that off. Can we already, restructure Leo? He'll free up. Yeah, I mean, it's not going to free up much, though. And Mahomes is needing a new deal, so I'm not sure what this is going to do. So it saves a lot of money now, which is probably what we need anyway, so let's do it. We're trying to win now anyways, right? So maybe even use that to sign. It's too late. What does it say? Sign one big name right now for a year. But that is gone, unfortunately. But hey, we did pretty well. Got a Super Bowl year 1. Kept most of the players that you see in free agency all the time. And didn't really kill ourselves too much for the future. But yeah, we will need to get a couple of alignments. So of course, looking at some of the positions we're going to need to upgrade or improve on. Definitely right tackle, obviously. You could slap Wanya Morris there. And, this is not a great line, but it's a line that, Kansas City has been kind of used to, if not would be blessed to have. They've definitely had way worse lines and have done just as good as we just did. And then, of course, that tight end position. Wide receivers, Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy are our top 2. Royals had a good year. Didn't go up in dev, sadly. Everything else is fine. Then defensively, could use an ET for sure. Gelati, we're hoping, is that guy across from Karlaftis. Hopefully we can even afford a Karlaftis. Need another linebacker at some point. We'll see what happens there. And then safeties. I don't love the longevity here. Corners I do. Not so much the safeties, but again, if you had to roll them out there, you could. So there's not really a glaring need on this team outside of really like right tackle, maybe tight end. And then obviously I would even say obviously because you have Norman Lada, 73 overall, DT. All right, we are in the draft. We obviously talked about tight end being one of our big concerns, offensive line as well. We don't really have many guys that fit as, tackles. I don't like drafting tackles in the first round knowing they're star dev. Tell EA to make the tackles a little bit deeper in the class, and maybe I start taking actual tackles instead of moving guards to tackle. I'll just be honest with you. All right, defensive tackle, quick, didn't really work out. So my top 2 positions are tight end, DT. The rest I can live without. So we're going to move on to 32 and see what we're looking like. So the tight end is gone, but we do have Myers. I don't love him. I just scouted him a little bit to see what he's worth, and he is a round oneer. I kind of feel normal dev, but obviously not guaranteed. Could go DT Harrington, not Huntington. Looks pretty good, actually. What about safety? We have none of the safeties I was truly hoping to get. I forget, like, all these guys, because, like, we've already done a draft with these players. Like, if you look at wide receiver, where the hell is he? Vereen is in here. We know that guy's hidden dev, but I don't want to just cheese because I know. Harrington, I have no idea about, but I'm going to take a chance, even with that low tackle. We're going to do it. 71 true talent, just be hidden. Or not, do what you want. I'm not gonna pressure you. That tight end could be gone, but at the same time, I just feel normal development trade about him. And he does go 60 to the Chargers. Tell me they even need a tight end. Like, do they need a tight end? I don't even know. Let's go look at safeties. I swear we made the wrong call on safety, and I can't remember who the hell it was. I genuinely can't. Was it Stanford we took and we didn't want to? Dude, I don't know how. I'm just forgetting. Towns? I guess I'm going to go Stanford. What about Conrad? Maybe Conrad was the guy. Dude, I don't remember. Either way, I'm just going to take Keith Stanford, call it a day. He'll be a starter automatically just because he has potential, even if he's normal dev. Which he's not, so he got a good draft pick. Fair enough. Let's go to 32. Really disappointed about that DT, though. If I could go back in time right now, I actually would just take Myers. Screw it. Take Myers right up there. Wouldn't even care because, realistically, it doesn't really matter anyways because we freaking took a normal dev. Harvin, I can't remember if he's hidden or not. 91 true. He is hidden. Was that a guy we had? I don't even know. I really forget these drafts that quickly. Like, I remember Vereen. I remember a few of the guys, but overwhelmingly, I do not, though. Batista, I'm pretty damn sure was hidden. I can't remember if he was superstar, though, but he will be our starting right tackle. 6'4", 313. Love the strength. That's a tackle. He can live as a tackle, especially a right tackle. And then we sort of need a left guard, so that next pick could be a left guard for us. Oh, is he gone? Please tell me that's just... Okay, I was about to say, tell me that's just glitching out. Taylor Norwood, I'm pretty sure we drafted him, but never started him. He was just a backup the entire time. And he will not be this time. He will be our starting left guard. Could make a trade up for Matthias, who I'm pretty sure is a hidden dev, but we're not going to use him. We're in a 4-3. Who cares? How are we looking on that draft recap? It is 72, 71, 4, 71, 75, 72. So 2 DTs. Harrington, the first rounder, is arguably useless. He's not a bad player by any means, but yeah, I got a hidden dev sitting back up. Why would I use him? Keith Stanford will start. Hicks will just stay at strong safety. What's that man coverage, though? Oh, my. I would still go hybrid. Yeah, I'm not going to be keeping that number at safety. Sorry. Holy red, I don't like it. Star Devil, a trait for him. Let's take a look now at Harvin, who will be, I assume, our number 2 DT just because he has hidden. He has the higher potential, even though he's a little bit of a worse player right now. Long-term wise, he is the better of the 2. Dev, look at that hair freezing in mid-hair like that. It's crazy. 90? Why do I feel like that's significant? I think 90 is just always a number that is pretty damn good players wearing that all throughout history. Batista, which of course we didn't move to tackle yet. I can't remember if he was superstar. I don't think any of these guys were, though. I think one of the centers might have been, but they were already gone. Dev. Batista was star dev, and then Norwood, who does need to move to left guard anyways. That is what we're going to do. I don't want to spoil it for myself with Myers, but, whatever our next rebuild is, it's the last one of this week, I would imagine. We'll be on to another week by the time we do another one. So even if we split ourselves for a moment, it's fine. We already know Myers a round oneer, so if it comes back to it, we're at, pick 58, we need a tight end, we're going to take him no matter what the dev is, because he's the only, tight end you have as an option. So let's go to that pick 60. He was 75 overall, obviously not that fast, but is hidden development trade. So yeah, I mean, as we said, you're going to take him anyways. It's pretty irrelevant. Take a look at the dev, which it is, wow, that sucks. Jared Wiley's our tight end unless you find a trade piece. That's actually crazy. Oh, I forgot this glitch at the force quit. So we trade Suamatea, 5th and a 6th round for Gadsden from the Chargers. A little interdivisional trade here for a tight end that they apparently, after that draft pick of Myers, don't need. All right, here's the team for season number 2 coming off of a Super Bowl win. We'll see how this, kind of plays out. Are we going to do only 3 years because we do the 2 out of 3? We're going to do a 4. We can do the whole 5. Kind of depends on what happens this season and next season. Of course, the offense does look pretty good, assuming Gadsden is the long-term guy for us, which, yes, he's a low overall, but he is star. He's only 23. Then very possible. And then defensively, we do have the new DT. We have a new free safety, so maybe strong safety you're looking at, somebody new, will linebacker possibly, and then, maybe a right end. But overall, the team was pretty good last year. It's about the same this year, but we have more potential. The team's not in a bad spot. All right, re-signings. What can we do? We got McDuffie. We got Rashee Rice. We can afford at least one of them. I'm trying to decide on... Oh, we can't lose Xavier Worthy. Trying to decide on who would you not want to lose. McDuffie is a very high overall, but he's a corner, which I don't struggle as much as I do with wide receiver. How much is Rice wanting, actually? So we could afford this right now, and if we, do the off-season focus on him, we can get him to like an 88, 89 maybe. So we get those 2 contracts. We're down to basically no money yet again, but we survive another season with the majority of the team. Good timing on that payment is McDuffie just got an X-Factor dev up through a breakout. Headed to the playoffs, the Chargers. What a drop-off. 14 wins last year. They might be around half this season. We've been playing well, not amazingly, but well enough to make a playoff spot. Barely, actually. I didn't even think it was going to be that close. But yeah, Chargers, less than half their wins last year. Didn't change the scheme once again. Actually, I did want to look at that. And this is what the season looked like. Pretty good stuff throughout. Just a couple of, streaks in there. A couple of losses that we, had in a row. Mahomes, though, 4,200 yards, 39 touchdowns, which is great. But 16 picks, actually pretty damn high. Rushing touchdowns definitely on the downside. Pacheco is still good, over 1,000 yards at 4 yards per carry. Worthy should go to superstar. Rice, good touchdowns, probably not going to go to superstar. Gadsden should go to superstar. Royal's not bad at the number 3 wide receiver spot. Tackles, I've seen worse. Interior, I've definitely seen worse. And then pass rush, it's basically just the Karlaftis show. Chris Jones even, only at 7.5, but he is a DT. Picks, pretty low. McDuffie had 3, but everyone else kind of iffy. Butker was decent. Bailey was decent. You know what, this team, if they have Worthy returning, which I don't think we did. Yeah, we didn't. But I say maybe a chance to actually get some touchdowns on the returns. But yearly awards, Josh Allen wins MVP. Mahomes at number 5. Vereen, Rookie of the Year. I mean, I'm actually kind of down for it. And in general, though, no upgrades in dev for us. Ed Ingram is the best O-line, though. That's kind of cool. Little comeback story, even though he's probably the backup and just got it for unfair reasons. And then, of course, before we head into this game against the Texans, I had to get a damn long snapper. I hate it. All right, going to the end of the game. Kansas City driving down, gets 7. Houston does nothing. Houston gets 7, 7-7. 7-7 still. Still 7-7. 14-7. 14 all. Houston's kind of, they're giving me vibes that they're the ones controlling this game. 3rd and 15 conversion is crazy work defensively. What are we doing? Gets the stop. They do get the field goal. 9 minutes left. 4th and 8. I think you do punt it down to the 1. They do hold them. Good job, defense. Great job, punter. And then obviously here, I don't care. 56-yard field goal. That is too much risk. Is this play action? No way we're doing a play action here. All right, somebody get open. And what a sidearm there. Worthy, first down to the 29-yard line. 6 minutes left. Trying to close the game out with a clutch finish here. And huge play. That will be a touchdown. Either trailing or, barely winning throughout this one. And they will get the stop, forcing a punt. Huge first down on 3rd and 7. Huge first down again. And the clock will be in our favor. 24-20 over the Houston Texans. We're moving on to the divisional round. Not a perfect performance, but a performance good enough to win and move on regardless. Mahomes, pretty good performance. Rushing, not so great. Worthy's been great, though. Definitely didn't expect it either. He's an okay overall, but he's not, like, goated. Bucker, of course, missing a field goal. I've always had issues with him over the years in game for some reason. And in the division round, the Ravens, we're only 2 overalls higher than them, and we're on the road. This could be bad. End of the game, how we looking? 0-0. Still 0. 7-0. 14-0. 14-3. Pretty good start so far. First half, huge field goal, but 17-6. I can live with it. Defense doing well. Offense needs to close this game out, and there it is. 24-6, 31-6, 38-6. Don't even need to come into the game. The Ravens couldn't even score a single touchdown. And, okay, I guess we're just leaving. I would love to see the box score, but I guess we're just out of there. Don't worry about it. We're gone. Take a look at the box score real quick, though. 4 touchdowns, 1 pick. 0 touchdowns, 2 picks for Lamar. Yikes. Rushing, again, not great. Rice, Pacheco, solid. No sign of Worthy, like, at all, but that's fine. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect for us every time. As long as you win, I don't really care who does it. And then Bucker, yet again, missing another field goal as we're headed to the championship round, back-to-back years. Technically 5 straight years, which, again, super fun. Everyone would love it. The Bills, 91 versus their 87. We're still better. 3 overalls higher than them last year, 4 this time. Going to the end of the game. Buffalo, 7-0. Good start for them. Already more than the Ravens had all of last week. Their defense is locking us down. 3-7 at halftime. Now, huge touchdown before actually will give us the lead. 6-point lead, 9-point lead, 12-point lead, 19-point lead. Wow, what an unanswered scoring run. The Chiefs' defense is on a little bit of a generational one. A little bit of a generational heater. And, of course, it backed us out yet again because I clicked A and B at the same time. Mahomes, not a whole lot of touchdowns, but good yardage. Completion percentage is good. Josh Allen's isn't. 100.1 passer rating, pretty good. Pacheco, run game just not going to do much, it seems. Gadsden, pretty good, actually. Rashee Rice with a touchdown, 98 yards. Worthy, decent game there. Good team effort. Pass rush, Rousseau with 3. Karlaftis with 2. Yeah, the Bills seemingly had a better pass rush than us, but it didn't really matter. Bolton with a pick. A lot of punch on that Bills side. 7 whole points, and that happened like right out the gate. Team's doing well, and now it's the Packers. Could have been the Lions, Chiefs back-to-back years, but nope, it's a different NFC North team. The Packers. Let's take a look at the yearly dev-ups, if we had any, which Worthy did go up. Gadsden, 84 overall, so it's not all about just the rookies. We had the tight end XP on 140, which I think is fair. I think it's not crazy. You know, in a user franchise where you actually like control more, you play more of like the weekly training and all that stuff, you can focus more. I do lower it a little bit, but when you're just simming like this, it's just kind of the way it goes. He's also wearing 87, pretty crazy. Defensively, not a single dev up, huh? Chanel, but who cares? The linebacker was already superstar. He doesn't need it anyways. I guess let's take a look at who the Packers played on the way up here. They took on the Seahawks, won by a good amount. They took on the Buccaneers, won by a good amount. They took on the Lions, won by a good amount. So a team that is not afraid to score points, it seems. 4 overalls higher than them, just like the Bills. Can we go back-to-back? Have a chance at the 3-peat, which they could not do in real life. To have 2 separate 3-peat chances, though, is pretty crazy. So let's see if we can at least do that. 0-0, 3-0, 10-0. 17-0, 24-0. In what universe? Can't even do that to the Browns, brother. Look at this team. You gotta score. 4-4. Field goal is nothing. I'm sorry, and they do agree with that. Like it's just too late at this point. Like you can't do that. Rice, perfect throw, could be a touchdown. It will be. 4th and 4 turned into a touchdown. I assume they know. Yeah, I was about to say, I assume they know it's 2-point conversion time. Let's see if they get it. They will. Okay. 16-point game. Defense needs to make a play, which they will. There's still a lot of clock here. 4th and 1, you got to go for this. That's crazy, dude. Do they not see how we have them, kind of worried a little bit? We're a go route for Worthy. He's too fast to be covered here, no? And I'm glad he drops it anyways. You've got to be kidding me. That is your whole shtick. You're a bigger guy. Catch the damn ball. I was about to say, I'm glad we didn't just force it to Worthy because they actually covered it very well. We threw to the wide open guy. I mean, not wide open, but he's open. It's a good throw. It's a little behind him, but it's right to the hands. That is the difference between winning and losing. I wish Rice was back on IR. I don't even care. Fourth quarter down by 1 billion. 4th and 3, and they lose. Oof. Well, there's that. We are not winning this one. Well, maybe. 39, huge stop. 6 minutes left. Maybe. Oh, wow. Good sack, dude. I wish the Packers defense was like this in real life. I will admit they are probably getting the most or least holding calls in the league when they should be getting more. That's a tough one. And I don't know what that animation is. I could not tell you what that animation is. We've seen this how many times now? They just keep slapping this animation every chance they get. What? This is the ball. There is no one in sight. He's landing. Foot is already down. And then... What? EA, please. I would say sell the rights, but you already sold the damn company. Oh my God. That's crazy. And on top of it, I'm not going to have female referees anymore. GG to us. That's a tough one. Oh, but he holds on to that. Of course, I'm not going to complain because clutch as hell, but at the same time, that's the one you catch. You drop the one that would have been so much more beneficial. Screen pass out there, pretty good. Pacheco, he does run like that, which is kind of funny. The highest of steps, if you will. Trying to win this game if we can. Oh, we just don't. Oh, come on. Oh, Mahomes, though. He's just a little. If he was last year Mahomes, he might have scored a touchdown there. Actually, not a bad play. Like, at all. Beautiful. Good play by the safety. To the 10-yard line. Clock is running, but it is still very early in this game. Well, I wouldn't say early, but there's still enough time, I should say. It's definitely not early. We should have had him. And that, arguably a fumble. We got to go for a 2 as well if we even get this touchdown, let alone a second touchdown without them scoring. Gadsden wide open. There you go. Good throw. Good find. This is it. You don't get the 2-point, you lose this game. I mean, there's no other play I'd go to on the planet than mesh. Mesh is the way to go. I wish it wasn't Wiley. I think Gadsden's a little bit better. Worthy going against McKinney. Wide open. Okay, say what you will, but Wiley, he clutched up. He clutched up. What do you want? All right, 8-point game. Kicking it deep. 3rd and 13. Of course, yes. 27 yards to Tucker Kraft. Green Bay ain't built like that. 3rd and whatever the hell it was, they are choking that situation. I'm sorry, they just are. Got themselves in the hole, and here we go. Trying to chase down Jacobs. Can't. Whew. So, and he doesn't even go out of bounds there, apparently. I thought he definitely got his foot out, but sure. That's a tough one to swallow. Looks like we're not going for the 3-peat. Go for the 2 out of 3 at best. They're going to run commit, dude. Just because they know, well, they're going to pass the ball on a run commit. Just because they know we're run committing, they're going to do that, by the way. Again, just not reality. Especially for the Packers. They take the least risks in the entire league. That's why they've choked some winnable games. Got to play it out. Pretty much guaranteeing a need for a block on this thing, but playing it out. It's the damn Super Bowl. If this is a random old game, maybe. But not the Super Bowl. Try to go for the hit stick. Obviously, it's another big opportunity to try to get the ball back. We ran commit. They'd probably throw the ball. There's no reason not to run this ball. And we don't even have a damn time. I didn't even realize that. We were even more screwed than I thought. Got to get the block. Try to time this thing. Oh, I timed it perfectly. You guys won't know, but I literally timed it the exact moment he hiked it. Wow, if that's not going to get a perfect timing block, I don't know what the hell will. I mean, it's a miracle anyways, but maybe you just try to get close enough for a field goal, kick an onside kick, because you need the kick anyways. Just give yourself a chance if possible. Good juke move, but it just takes too long to get back on his feet, if you will. Yeah, asking for a lot, but we'll still play it out. Xavier Worthy's a pretty fast fella. Oh, actually, it's not enough throw. And he gets picked off by Keyshawn Nixon, who has played really well in real life, but underthrown by Mahomes, mind you. I know it's a late throw, but still, underthrown. That's crazy. Yeah, as much as I'm a Packers fan, I don't want to see them win a Super Bowl, so no. That's the quickest I've ever skipped the CP. So if you want to, like, call about bias, that is the hands-down quickest I have ever skipped a Super Bowl that we have lost. Usually we see a glimpse of that team winning, a little bit of confetti, a little bit of smiles, a little high fives. Not today. Not today. Tucker, of course, of all kickers to be on the damn team, the ones winning it for us. I mean them. Us, as in me being a Packers fan. Only in Madden. I'll show you guys that, we didn't force any wins or whatever, but, like, we kind of lost, so it's kind of pointless. Take a look at retirements, which, I'm trying to think. Who the hell would this team? Chris Jones, possibly? And he does! Why? I hate you all! Well, there goes a DT. Don't know how we're going to win it. If we didn't win it this year, we don't have Chris Jones anymore. I don't see how it's going to go much better. We do have a lot of money now, though. Fifth-year option for Worthy. It's going to be cheaper to re-sign him, probably like 25 to 30 million per. Hey. See if we can replace Chris Jones for a different DT in free agency, perhaps. We got money now. We can afford it. Before we do that, though, let's take a look at what our needs are. So, looking here. We could, because of the last season, we could also make a trade, which we probably will. Tight end's obviously fine. Wide receiver's fine. Running back's fine, even though he looks a little scary. Quarterback's obviously fine. O-line's looking good. Need a linebacker, need a safety, need a DT, arguably 2 DTs. You could make a huge upgrade because Gelati has just not been the guy, so we'll keep that in mind as well as... 6.5 sacks after a bad year as a semi-backup kind of rotational guy isn't bad. But we're trying to win a Super Bowl again right now. Oh, can't, dude. I want to, but I can't. And as much as I think Christian Wilkins is, like, done, I think he might even be confirmed done. Do we just sign him? We'll have to see if he actually is done. If he's officially confirmed done, which he probably is, then we probably just will leave it. What's the point in, like, unrealistically doing the rebuild right at the final season? Even though we do that actually kind of quite often. All right, trying to get Wilkins because he could come back in theory, and he does join us. If there's a team that could get him on the right track, because you never know with that Super Bowl ring, maybe it's the Chiefs. I might have overtraded Gelati, a second and a first, or Brian Burns. All the other guys, it wasn't happening. So we trade all this for Jaquan Brisker. Still need a linebacker, but we're making moves. We trade all this just for Greenlaw. You're going for one crazy season here. We obviously skipped the draft, but look at this 84 overall DT the Raiders got. Let's check them out. Unbelievable. Back-to-back really good drafts for them DT-wise. 86 finesse, 86 speed, 87 excel, 92 strength, 96 hit power. I mean, it's pretty much guaranteed he's generational. Interesting. Obviously, you could play him at edge if you wanted to, so... what are they going to do? Who knows? All right, Season 3, possibly the last season. We'll have to see how this goes, see what we want to do. Yeah, well, that's really all there is to it. If we would have won in Season 2, we would have definitely done a 4th. But now, I'm not sure. We'll see. Either way, the team looks good. We were great last year, just fell short in the actual Super Bowl itself, and we're going to try to do it again. Give me a look at those negotiations. So Xavier Worthy actually was pretty damn close. It's like 30 per year. Totally worth it, though. I mean, the guy is a speed demon. This is a player you don't want to let go. Bolton, also not a bad contract. You usually see him go to free agency, but we solved that issue. I will say, what does it look like down the line? I don't know. Greenlaw is gone, though, and I think Wilkins will be gone, too. But you never know. Team is not as bad as I thought it would be, though. But I do want to see one thing. This could get real crazy. Where's Mahomes' contract? It's actually not as bad as I thought. I restructured him, and it's not bad. Like, 60 per for a 96-plus overall quarterback is not the worst I've seen. I thought it was going to be like 80-plus, because I think I've restructured him twice, if I'm not mistaken. I don't even know if that's possible, how that's done, but I'm pretty sure we did. Either way, okay, fair enough. We're making it work. I don't know what it is with this team, but we are, like, just barely sneaking in the playoffs these days. Mahomes is killing it better than ever, yet barely sneaking in. I mean, this is a really good start to the season. Then we lose 5 of the last 8, 6 of the last 10. I don't do. There's a lot of numbers going on, but yeah, a lot of losses right at the end of the season. Mahomes played amazingly. That's likely MVP. If I had to put money on it, I'd say that's MVP. Isaiah Pacheco was solid. Rashee Rice should go up in dev. Worthy solid, just yards a little low. Same with Royals, but touchdowns are low. Gadsden not bad with yards. Don't think the touchdowns are going to allow him to go to X Factor, but still, what a trade that was. Josh Simmons, a lot of sacks, but everyone else not bad. And then, as usual, Karlaftis, dude. The guy just doesn't perform in Sim. And I know you're thinking 10, 16, 10.5, not bad. But for his overall, the floor should be like 14 sacks, the way the game is coded for Sim. Although they could have actually fixed that recently. I wouldn't know. I don't pay attention to the patches because I just don't trust that they're even going to work. I don't trust that there's going to be anything I care about in the patches. We see Mahomes as MVP, and I don't trust they're going to work. So what's the point of me even investing time looking? I'll notice changes as they actually affect me. I'm not going to look. Oh, Ed Ingram, offensive lineman of the year again. I got to see, is this guy actually starting, or is he just getting pure benefit as a backup? What's this overall looking like? Because this guy's kind of making plays. Ingram, 1 sack allowed in 1,100 snaps. He seems to be their starter. 79 overall, though, so, again, proving you can't really get a late start on things. Either way, 94 overall versus the 86 overall Ravens. I mean, you could even make the argument that the moves we made weren't even unrealistic. We traded the house for, an edge rusher. We needed to, even though he didn't play well, somebody across from Karloff, and he just didn't work. Karlaftis himself barely did well. Burns definitely not good enough there. And here we are at home. Trying to go to, 5 straight Super Bowls, if I'm not mistaken? Chiefs Kingdom. Trying to make the NFL world hate them more than even maybe the Patriots. Which would be crazy to think, but kind of. At least the Patriots gave us a break every once in a while. This Chiefs team is not giving us a break. They're competing every year. There's no break. Going to the end of the game. Back and forth. We get a field goal. Second quarter. They get a touchdown. We get a touchdown back. It's a 3-point game again. Huge drive before half with a field goal for them. 7-point, 10-point lead now. Only a 3-point lead into the fourth quarter. Up by 6. Ravens could take the lead with a touchdown. However, it looks like we're going to get more points. We do. Touchdown on third down. 2-point conversion to go with it. 14-point game. Ravens punt. Keep the drive alive. You win the game. We can't. We punt the ball deep. Defense winning. 4th and 15. 3 yards short. That will be the game. 38-17. Maybe more. Maybe not. Into the divisional round. How's that? Some play-by-play. Looking at Mahomes, though, really good performance. Lamar Jackson, 33 attempts, under 200 yards passing, under 50% completion percentage. Pacheco, his worst performance yet. 3 broken tackles, but also a broken dream with the run game non-existent. Rice, 2 touchdowns, 146 yards. Royals, 2 touchdowns, 90 yards. Those 2 guys doing really well. Pass rush, not amazing, but good enough. No picks. Kicking was clean. Rare for Butker. Divisional round following a dominance over the Ravens. And the Titans, I've seen them have some luck in Sim. We are 10 overalls higher than them. EA, today is not the day to prove that the Sim is kind of random. It's not always scripted. Today is the day to let us win, although it's raining, so this actually could help them tremendously. End of the game. Left to right, nothing. Right to left, nothing. It looks like left to right is us, so I don't like that Tennessee's been in our territory for the entire game so far. 7-3 at halftime. They are doing work. Hello. I guess we're just going to lose, huh? Come on, offense. 4th and 5, you got to go for this. I do not care. You cannot play this way for 3 full quarters and keep getting away with it by punting. I mean, a go route or a streak for Pacheco should be wide, right? Maybe not. That's a perfect throw, and Gadsden will catch it to keep the drive alive. Barely over 100 yards through 3 quarters. That's our MVP, baby. I don't care what the weather is. Rain is not a valid excuse as you lose 10 on a penalty. 3rd and 19. I mean, you got to kick a field goal if you don't get this. So at this point, you're going for the kind of jugular play here. Again, we have ourselves a situation. Maybe you put Pacheco on the other side. I don't know what we're doing here, but we'll try it. Oh, we had Rice. Please, Gadsden. Thank you. I did believe Gadsden had the speed on the drag with that much of a leadoff that he would get it. But yes, that was very close to being a massive sell, as Rice did have the touchdown, I believe. And we get the touchdown anyways. Okay, 2-point conversion as well. 12-point game. Defense is doing nothing. 3rd and 11. No conversion. 6-point game. 7 minutes left. 3rd and 5 coming in early. Don't want to have a squeaky bum time on 4th and 5. Let's try to set this up earlier. Rice, Royals, you got a lot going on here. Pacheco. Good play. Good first down. I'm not fighting. Of course, Gadsden wearing 87 is definitely a decision. See how we move. 3rd and 2, 4th and 1. You got to go for this. What are they going to do? They will agree to go for it, but I don't love a run call. I think you get here with the pass game, you try to convert with the pass game. Especially when you have drags, which that's a tough catch, but Royals holds on. 5 minutes left. Can you try to clock this thing? I don't know if they will, but... Oh, that's not good. Oh, that is not good at all. Obviously, you got to get it. This is not a punt and play defense type of situation to be in. Where is me deep cross? There you go. I really wish the other guy was there. That's actually wide open. Gadsden. Yeah, I don't know who's got the blitz radar, but again, just one hell of an overpowered ability. I know you can bluff it, but even then, I really don't think it does what they want it to do, bluffing. Clock is not our friend. 3rd and 16, actually a chance to win it here. Not right on this play, but on this drive. Clock is a concern, but yeah, trying to get him off the field here is first and foremost on our list of things to do. And oh wow, he almost got a pick errantly. 4th down and 16. Do you get crazy with it? I'm just going to go man coverage. I mean, we're going to play kind of mid, deep mid. Left the running back open. That's okay. Okay, we're going to go up on him now. We gotta make sure he doesn't get away. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. What am I doing? What am I doing? Why did I just sell that? I was worried about a cutback and I just sold. Oh my Lord. No. The allegations are never being beat if we sell this. Wait, what are they doing? Are they running the ball? Wait, are they running the ball? Please tell me they're running the ball. What are they doing? Wait a minute. Wait, why is that going to work? What? What? Wait, why did that work? Oh my God, they had never beaten the allegations. Literally make the tackle and win the game. I choked. Okay, we blow up the run, so a touchdown would win it. 40 seconds, 3 timeouts. Dude, I can't believe I just choked that. That is the biggest choke I've ever had. Gotta win it. Gotta win it. Which we're not going to, dude. Like, it's a lot of work. Pretty good. Oh, somebody doesn't get him, so we lose all that time to get nothing. Oh, I hate it. I hate it so much. Oh, that's pretty good play, though. What is that? Yeah, that's what we want to do. Open field. Just dive in the air 15 feet. What actually is that? What the hell is this? What is anything anymore? They're letting us get in there, huh? Yeah, he stumbles. It's all right to the 30. Was trying to just go straight up the field. Defensively, though, they're making some plays here that are very questionable. And can we get some lead blocks? No, we can't. Okay, good job. We've seen Gadsden get a touchdown in this look before. So we can get something like that here. And they're going to get... What is that? They're going to give us a pretty good look there with the running back. It's a lot of yards. I'll take it. And no, it's not a good look. Please don't be over the line. Right to the 13-yard line. Obviously can't stay in bounds anymore. I think we did a pretty good job to this point, despite the drop by Pacheco. I need Gadsden just clutch up and get open. That's a tough one, and it's picked off. I can't believe I choked it, dude. Like, that's not a choke. That's, we ran out of room. Kind of had a force. We had 2 plays. I thought maybe we could have fit in there a little late, but I don't think we had anyone else open realistically. I didn't look at that deep out, but the way they played it pre-snap or at snap, it seemed covered. Yeah, that's covered over there. That's covered. Running back is not. I mean, you'd have to get a crazy score. This is a throwaway or force. We took the force, and the linebacker who is kind of looking at the play makes the play. But yeah, that tackle miss, that is tough. That is insanely tough of an L to take. And then, of course, that happens. Thank you. That wasn't even the championship round, was it? Wow, we sold that, huh? That blows. I can't believe I missed that tackle. I just let him run right by. Oh, that sucks. That, dude, oh, I can't even get over that.
I just don't want to overrun because a lot of times they just cut in, they spin, they juke, and like if you over pursue there, it's a GG. But yeah, that is one of the worst I've ever had. I try to like run them in the position and then let it like switch off, but that didn't work. I don't know why I tried something I never do. I never switch off, and I decided, yeah, I'm going to do it in the most important play of the game. I don't know how it goes, but I'm going to do it. Packers win 28-20 over the Jets. Yeah, we've had a progressive, like, is it a degressive? I don't know what you would call it, but just we had a negative progression here over the last few seasons. So we're going to take our year 1 Super Bowl win and run off into the sunset with it. Take a look at some of the players, see how they develop. Pacheco, 89 overall. I thought 82 overall, 25. You know, maybe it's just too much to overcome, but no, it's not the case. I still can't believe that. I can't believe that, dude. I'm actually getting more mad now that I think about it. How? How do I miss that tackle, dude? I genuinely, if I could redo that 100 times, I would rather have a one-on-one straight line having to hit stick than that situation where we're way out in front but at an angle, because it's just so much pressure to like, what do? Do we just run right into him, hope he doesn't spin or cut? Letting him outrun us was the worst thing I've ever done. That's so bad. Oh, I can't get over it. I really can't. I mean, I'm glad we won a Super Bowl and I'm glad it's the Chiefs, but at the end of the day, that would have been perfect. We'd have went into the championship round. Maybe we would have won 2 out of 3 Super Bowls. I don't know. But we blew it. You guys are like, we? Who's this we fella? Oh, that sucks. What about the defense, though? Nick Bolton, 87 overall, 28 years old now. Is he regressing? Not yet. I also can't believe that pitch. I cannot believe... I thought when they ran, I was like, oh, they're going to waste their last time out already. I cannot believe that pitch worked. And I should have seen it because there was really no one deep. All they had to do is make their first initial blocks, and they actually got double blocks. Jaquan Brisker, by the way, goes to superstar. I can't believe I sold that. Also, I didn't even ask in the beginning of the rebuild, what team would you guys like to see next? I'd like to do a 4 or 5 year rebuild, guaranteed pretty much. Like, you know, we're not going to be able to like win one that early. So if you have any ideas like that, we have, you know, teams like the Saints, Jaguars, stuff like that still to go. But maybe there's a team that I didn't think about. Maybe you want to slap it on in there. Noel Williams, 99 press, by the way. What the hell? I didn't actually use him in the training camp at all either, so that's just all him. It's just all him developing on his own. Let's take a look at Trent McDuffie, who even he doesn't have 99 press, but he has 99 man, 98 zone. He's ridiculous, obviously. He is truly like a 99 overall. What else do we have? I guess look at Karlaftis, 91 overall, and then look at Harvin. Please forgive me on the missed tackle, okay? I did it on purpose because I didn't want to see the Chiefs in the Super Bowl again. Obviously, that was the reason why. Obviously. And that's pretty much it. If you guys enjoyed this one, though, even though maybe it's another little bit of a shorter one, leave a like, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell notification all so you know when the next upload is, which, speaking of, probably a Saturday upload, but who knows. Second channel PK Plays, though, might have had Halloween, little Halloween, the game information, and then possibly some Borderlands 4 tomorrow. But yeah, Saturday will be some stuff. Although, to be fair, I don't know, maybe that playoffs video did enough likes to have the episode today, which could do a double, who knows? I'm not sure exactly what happened, but yeah, for sure, more videos on Saturday, so be on the lookout for that. And that's about it. Again, let me know what team we want to see next. Don't hate me too much for selling, and appreciate y'all for watching. Hope you guys come back for next video, but until next video...